All right, I'm going to try to give you all of the crypto airdrop alpha from today as fast as I can. So let's start off with the SCRL L2. They just launched their new point system. They're not calling them points, they're calling them marks. So you can go to this link here, scroll.io/sessions, and it will show you how many marks you have earned. And these points or marks are retroactive all the way back to last October when they actually launched their mainnet. So how do these points work retroactively, and how do you get more of them moving forward? Well, if we scroll down a little, you can see there's this section here that you have received points based on the amount of dollars you spent or ETH you spent on gas fees for transactions on the SCRL network before April 29th. And that is when they enabled the blobs, which was supposed to actually decrease transaction costs on SCRL and make the network better. Although realistically, it has still been kind of expensive and glitchy compared to a lot of the other L2s. So regardless, this is their way of rewarding OGs, people that have been transacting on the network since October. And the more transactions that you pushed before April 29th, the more you would have spent on gas fees and the more marks that you would have earned. Moving forward, however, you aren't going to be getting points for burning gas. So I would definitely not recommend trying to custom set really high gas fees to game this system. This is all retroactive back to April 29th. However, moving forward, of course, there are ways to earn additional marks. So for this new SCRL points campaign, we are currently in session 0, and they are rewarding bridging assets to the SCRL L2 and then holding those assets there. So TVL matters. Currently, they're only looking at 3 assets: ETH, wrapped staked ETH from Lido, and Stakestone ETH. And the more that you bridge, but then also hold on the network over time, the more marks you get. So this is time-based. However, in future sessions for SCRL marks, there's going to be other ways to earn points. And this is from one of the devs for SCRL. He's saying that session 1 is for dApps and that everything is going to be retroactive all the way back to October. So when they launch marks for session 1, and if they say, you had to provide liquidity on Ambient Finance or SyncSwap or something like that, then you'll get points retroactively for doing that as well. So now you can see how you are progressing for the SCRL airdrop campaign. The marks or point system that they've launched is probably going to be much more important now for the airdrop than just pushing random transactions. Although if you were pushing random transactions before April 29th, then you actually got rewarded for that with the gas fee marks. Moving forward though now, I would say that the priority for the SCRL airdrop campaign is to focus on earning as many marks as possible. All right, moving to the next Ethereum L2 that had a major announcement today. LINEA has posted that their surge for the LXPL is going to be launching tomorrow. And this is just the next step in LINEA's airdrop campaign. LXPL, which is what they're giving out for the surge, is based on bridging assets and then holding TVL on the LINEA L2 as well. So probably not even a coincidence that they dropped this post almost directly after SCRL announced the launch of their campaign, because now they are directly in competition for limited assets. Now, if you haven't gone to the LINEA Surge campaign page and signed up yet, and you want to participate in this, I would recommend that you do so. And then the one piece of alpha I'll say is that there is an early adopter points boost, and the snapshot for that has not actually been taken yet. They say in this post here that it's going to be taken today at midnight UTC. So currently, at the time of this recording, there's less than 5 hours left for that early adopter snapshot. And by the time you're watching this, as long as you're before midnight UTC, then you actually still have a chance to get in for the early adopter bonus. And in order to get that, you need to bridge at least 0.1 ETH to the LINEA network and then deposit it in liquidity into a DeFi app like ZeroLend, Stargate Finance. There's a bunch of different options. All right, moving to the next Ethereum L2 that had an announcement today. Apparently, the Lens protocol is launching a ZK chain on ZK Sync. And in order to celebrate the launch of this, they've dropped a commemorative NFT, which you can mint by following the instructions here. So I will link this post down below and you can follow along. It will involve downloading the Orb app in order to actually mint this. So you have to do it on your mobile device. Moving on now, yesterday, after I recorded yesterday's alpha video, Layer Zero Labs came out with some more information on their Sybil bounty hunt. So they're actually moving forward with this, but there's been some more details that I feel like actually make it a little bit better than it was before. So according to this, there has to be at least 20 addresses in order for a bounty hunter to actually report someone as Sybil. So if I understand this correctly, this means if you use, say, 3 wallets or 4 or 5 wallets, whatever, something like that, you should theoretically be fine as long as you're not an industrial level Sybil with 20 plus addresses. And if this is what their definition of Sybil is, then honestly, I am fully fine with that. I think anyone farming the airdrop with that many addresses or even more knows the type of game that they're playing. That said, I think their communications around this have been horrible, and I still really don't like this whole bounty hunter system because I feel like it's actually quite toxic for the ecosystem. And I saw this funny post. Apparently some people are working to automate basically reporting every single wallet possible, just taking massive amounts of random wallets from the Layer 0 Explorer, grouping them together, and then just making a bunch of fake reports and forcing Layer 0 Labs to actually have to sift through them to try and pick out the real bounty hunter reports from these fake ones. And I think that this would be quite a funny outcome if they end up actually succeeding in doing this and flooding with a bunch of reports, reporting every single wallet, honestly, because from the get-go, I feel like Layer 0 should have just done the Sybil filtering themselves. Hire some people to do it, double check it. But this whole thing with the self-snitching and then snitching on other people just rubs me the wrong way, and I feel like it goes against the ethos of the crypto space. All right, moving on now. You know that EigenLayer is the restaking platform for Ethereum. Well, now there's going to be a new restaking platform for Solana. Now, currently, it's not actually live yet, so you can't deposit anything, and I actually haven't done enough research to actually know if I want to ape any SOL into this. However, if you want to, you can go and sign up for their pre-launch access. This will at least give you the opportunity to decide whether or not you want to get into this on the ground floor, and then I will bring more details after I have done more research on whether or not this is going to be a solid farm. All right, next up, on the Mint blockchain. So they were teasing last week that there was going to be something big happening this week. Apparently, it's not actually TGE or Airdrop. They've launched their dev mainnet, which they say is a significant step forward, but the public mainnet is launching in July. And so TGE will probably be sometime around then. And what this means is that you still have time to collect ME, Magic Energy or whatever it's called, and water your tree and level up for this free or testnet airdrop campaign. All right, next up, Superform Labs launched their new airdrop campaign a couple of days ago. You need to earn experience points by making deposits into the vaults on Superform. I've spoken about this previously as an airdrop farm for Layer 0 and Hyperlane, because when you make cross-chain deposits into their vaults, you trigger interactions with both of those protocols. But now they've launched a Galaxy campaign that you can follow along. It's going to be multiple chapters. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to rank up for this airdrop, and you get points and NFTs for completing these. So I'll drop a link to this down below if you want to follow along with this. All right, moving on now. For the D-Bank airdrop, they've already said that they've taken a snapshot, but as with every airdrop campaign these days, probably won't be the last. And there's 2 new badges that you can collect from D-Bank if you are using their VIP service. So if you've had D-Bank VIP active for 10 days or 100 days, respectively, you can mint these 2 badges. And then the final thing I wanted to say is that this morning I recorded a new massive multiple 20-for-1 max degen airdrop route video. I'm going to be releasing it only for Patreon members, and it's going to be early access for them for probably at least a week. So if you want access to that early, and if you want to join the Cove Discord, which is a vibe, then you can join via the Patreon here. It costs $5 per month, gets you access to the Discord, and gets you early access to videos like that. So that's it for today's alpha. Hopefully you found this useful. As always, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.